But I'm just going to kind of let everybody make their own pizzas. So I'm going to cut it. We have our kids here tonight, so they're going to make pizzas. Some of them will make bigger pizzas, but I'm going to cut it into 8 right now. And start with one of them. And I'm just going to start pulling it. And start working around the crust, edge of the crust. And if you break it, just keep going. Just kind of put it back together. Now remember, this time I made it with the spelt flour because I just wanted it a little more healthy. And so this is more of a whole grain pizza. You can see that it's more of a whole grain. And so, and then, okay, so you want to flour the stone a little bit. You can use a stone, you can use a cookie sheet if you'd like. The stone gets it a little more like the really crispy bottom that you get in Italy. It's more like putting it in the wood fire oven, especially when we've got our ovens up at such a high heat. So just stretch. If it makes a few holes, that's okay. Just stretch it out until it's pretty thin. You want to get it pretty thin so it gets nice and crispy, and it's okay if it's got a few little holes in it. I just kind of put them together. We've got it pretty thin now. So there's mine ready to go. Gotta go see if my husband wants to make his or wants me to make his. Like I said, sometimes it's kind of fun to just do it together. So we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're gonna start it up, Dad. Don't start recording your thing.
Okay, go ahead. All right, pizza's ready. Okay, once you get it how you want it, just take a little bit of olive oil, get a brush, and get some nice olive oil all over your pizza. It's going to make the top crispy. And then we're going to stick this in the oven until the pizza crust gets a little bit of a crust on the bottom and a little bit crusty on the top. And then we're going to put our sauce on it. So let's put that one in. Like I said, you can use a cookie sheet. Get your cookie sheet covered in oil. And you cover the entire pan, and I've done that. Cover the entire pan with dough, and then do your, and then just make big pizzas. If you're going to have a party, you could do that. I just kind of take my hands and just kind of stretch the dough. It does make holes. The edges are the things that you want to have stretched out, because otherwise you just get this really clump of thick dough on the edges. Would have probably been better if I started this within a ball instead of in a triangle, but it'll work. That's the thing, don't get too nitpicky or upset if things don't go just exactly right. I'm one of those people that just kind of goes with the flow, fix things as you go. You know, if something doesn't work, figure it out, keep going. Life is like that. You shouldn't have to worry too much. Just, you know, keep going. Keep trying new things till you find something that works in life. Whatever you do, make life an adventure. Don't get freaked out or weirded out about life because it throws you a curveball or things don't go just how you want or your pizza gets a hole in it. Yeah, pat yourself back up and figure out where you're at, what needs to be done, and get to work, get the job done. Life will give you just about exactly what you require out of it. As is a relationship. What you put into it is kind of what you get out of it. Hello, hon.
Hello.
You want to come make your pizza? Do you want me to make your pizza? Grab this quick. Hey, if you want to make one, there's a spot.
No, go for it.
No? You want me to make it for you?
Yeah.
I can do that. I'll let you put your toppings on.
I can put the toppings on.
Okay. You have to be patient. Be slow with it. That's kind of what you have to do with these things in your life. Be patient. It's how you have to treat your spouse and your kids and your family, with patience and tolerance and a little fix up here and there. Okay, so see here on the cookie sheet, you can use the cookie sheet. And now I've got two individual pizzas here ready to go. And I've covered them in olive oil, and now I'll go put them in the oven. See that? It's just bubbling. Look at it bubble. The olive oil cooking the top of the pizza until it's just kind of a little bit crusty. So here's our pizza that's been in. It's just firmed up just a little bit crusty, so that you can put your topping on it. This one is mine, so I'm going to make a half a margarita one and a half a barbecue chicken one. So this is some sauce I made earlier. I mushed up some tomato, made a tomato paste out of it, the Italian tomatoes, and you just I put some garlic in it and some onion salt, garlic and onion salt in it, and a little bit of oregano. Oops. And you just put a little bit of sauce on, not a lot. We're used to having a lot of sauce in the United States, and that's one thing I learned to appreciate over there, is it doesn't take a lot to make a flavor. So a little bit of sauce, and then I am going to put some basil on it. Ooh, it smells good. I'm telling you. This is really awesome. Makes me want to just bite into it right now. There's some basil on my pizza. I want basil all over it because I think the flavor of the basil just really makes the pizza. Okay, so I've got some basil all over my pizza now. Now, like I said, I'm going to do some tomatoes. So I'm going to do some of mine with the pieces of tomato that we cut up earlier. Okay, and then I'm going to do, maybe I'll just do this whole one because I've already put the red sauce on. I wasn't thinking when I said half. So I'm going to put the tomato on. See, now there I've got lots of the little tomatoes on. And then we need the mozzarella. And like I said, it just goes on in chunks. You can cut it up nicer, I guess. I'm just pulling it apart, which isn't as sweet and pretty as what you're already used to, but you already saw me break a spoon, so you know I'm just a normal person. I just do whatever here, and it's not always the fanciest or the prettiest, but there we go. So there's my pizza. It's ready to go in the oven. I'm going to take the other pizza out of the cookie sheets. Here's the ones with the cookie sheets. And I'll let everybody else start coming out and making their pizzas. I'll get this one in the oven. I'm going to put the pizza back in the oven until it starts to bubble a little bit. When it gets bubbly and cooking really good, then it'll be the mozzarella cheese will be bubbling and melted, and it will be ready, and the crust will have a golden brown crispy edge on it, almost to the point of being burnt, but not quite. So here's another pan of pizza ready to go, and this one I am going to make with, except I can't open the jar. Oh, there we go. Woo! So this one I said I was going to make with a white sauce. So this one I'm going to make with an Alfredo sauce. It's a roasted garlic Alfredo. So I put some Alfredo sauce on it. And we're just going to let everybody come out and make their own, unless they decide to let me. Then they have to put up with whatever it is that I want to make for them. But here's some of the barbecue chicken. I'm just going to kind of dot it all over the pizza. And this makes a lot. You have to remember now, we haven't even used half of the pizza dough yet. So that gives you an idea of how far this will go. It goes quite a ways. Okay, so there's our barbecue chicken. And I think I want a little bit of basil on it for flavor. So I'm going to put just some smaller pieces on it. Or some, okay. And then I'm going to make sure that every bite has some on it. And then I'm going to do some more of the cheese. Just drop it in little. I could cut it. Or I could just drop it on, whatever is best. Look how fun that is. And you could add anything to this. You could get Americanized and add pineapple, and you could add some olives and some, like I said, we'll do some with some peppers here. We have some peppers, and we'll do some with, yeah, we can do some with some peppers, and we've got the cheese here. So there's all kinds of things that you can put on top and get creative with. Okay, so this is the Margarita Pizza. It's out of the oven. See, the mozzarella has melted in and the edges are nice and crisp. And that's what it looks like. Here's another one of the pizzas that just came out. It's got the basil on it and tomatoes on it, some peppers on it in a couple of places. It's got barbecue chicken on it. This one has the Alfredo sauce on it. Very good, very crispy edges, so that it's crispy. Oops, sorry. It's crispy on the outside. You hear that? Crispy? Crispy. And then inside is soft. Ooh, it's very, very good. And putting their own toppings on it. This one is Galen's.